Homeland Security, this account, man, is like super based. The Homeland Security account, DHS Gov. I don't know who they hired for this, but it might be the brother I never knew I had. Super based. You should definitely follow at DHS Gov on X. It writes, it's very simple. A country cannot survive being inundated with foreign invaders. For 4 straight years, the Biden administration accelerated alien admissions from terror and gang-infiltrated countries, prioritizing sheer numbers over rigorous vetting procedures, jeopardizing our national security. Under Trump and Noam, our priority is the American people. And of course, we know that it hasn't just been the 4 years of Biden, it's been the 60 years since the Hart-Celler Immigration Act of, I think, 1965. Got some clips here of Trump.
2 years ago, a year ago, under Biden, this country was out of control. Millions of people pouring through, totally unchecked, totally unvetted. And now we have nobody coming in. We have them coming in only legally. They have to go through a legal process. Nobody ever talks about that anymore. They should talk about that. I don't want to see Somalia. I don't want to see a woman that, marries her brother to get in.
Ilhan Omar.
Becomes a congressman, does nothing but complain. All she does is complain. And yet her country's a mess. It's one of the worst in the world. Let her go back, fix up her own country. Somalia, yeah, and I was right about it. I started complaining about Somalia long before the scandal. The horrible things they're doing to Minnesota, it's incredible. They have an incompetent governor there, too. The Democrats are running some bad ships. I want to see people that contribute. I think they're weak, but I also think that they want to be so politically correct. I think they don't know what to do. Europe doesn't know what to do. They don't know what to do on trade either. I mean, I look at a lot of the trade, situation that's going on over there. It's a little bit dangerous. But Europe, they want to be politically correct, and it makes them weak. That's what makes them weak.
It sounds like you want to see some pretty massive changes.
Well, I think they should get the people out that came into the country illegally.
I want to ask about NATO.
If you take a look at Sweden. So Sweden was known as the safest country in Europe, one of the safest countries in the world. Now it's known as a very unsafe, pretty unsafe country. It's not even believable. It's a whole different country, Sweden.
So, and that comes down, you bring in third world migrants, you bring in a lot of crime. Why is that? Because criminal, especially violent criminal behavior, but even things like theft, correlates very highly, inversely correlates with IQ. The lower the IQ of the population, the higher the crime. And part of that is because it takes a certain level of IQ to have first world high trust characteristics where you can safely assume that your stuff's not going to be stolen, that you're not going to just steal other people's stuff. Like most of us, for example. If you're at an airport bar waiting for your flight and you're working on your laptop and you have to use the restroom, but you don't want to pack up all your stuff because someone else will take your seat. So you want to be able to leave your stuff there. Maybe leave your laptop there. You don't want to take that into the restroom with you. Can you leave your laptop and go to the restroom and come back in a couple minutes and have a reasonable expectation it'll still be there? In a high trust country, you can. In a low trust country, you can't. In a low trust, low IQ country, culture, everyone's stealing from everybody all the time because they cannot extend their sense of trust beyond their immediate familial unit. It doesn't extend to their community generally, to their tribe generally. Certainly not to people they perceive as outside their community and tribe.
They're decaying. They're decaying.
You can imagine some leaders in Europe are a little freaked out by what your posture is, and European.
No, they should be freaked out by what they're doing to their countries. They're destroying their countries.
Well, European Council
and
President.
they're people I like. Look, they're people I like. I get along with them. You know that. But they can't let this happen. And it gets to a point where you can't really correct it. There'll be a point, and it's very close to that point.
And what will that mean?
It will mean that they're no longer going to be strong nations.
Does that mean they won't be allies
Or
anymore?
they'll be, it depends, it depends. They'll change their ideology, obviously, because the people coming in have a totally different ideology. But
yeah, our NATO ally, Germany, or our NATO ally, France, or our NATO ally, Italy, we formed those alliances when Germany was full of Germans and France was full of Frenchmen. and the UK was full of Brits, and Italy was full of Italians. And that's increasingly not the case anymore. And the nation is not its history. The nation is its people. And if you replace the people from the history with a new demographic of people, it's a different nation. An Islamic United Kingdom, in Islamic Germany, in Islamic France, those are not the nations we formed a NATO alliance with. They're just not.
It's going to make them much weaker. They'll be much weaker, and they'll be much different.
And what will that mean for our relationship
look at
with
your mayor
them?
of London. He's a disaster. He's a disaster. He's got a totally different ideology of what he's supposed to have. And he gets elected because so many people have come in and they vote for him now because, it's one of those things. But I hate what's happened to London, and I hate what's happened to Paris. I hate when I see it.
Sir, it's sometimes hard to tell when you say these things. Do you intend to send kind of a message of tough love to our allies to push them to make reforms? Or do you think that many of them are just weak and you don't really want to be allies with them?
I think they're weak, but I also think that they want to be so politically correct. I think they don't know what to do. Europe doesn't know what to do.
Trump at a speech saying for the first time we have negative migration. Let's hear this.
Time in 50 years, we now have reverse migration, which means more jobs, better wages, and higher income for American citizens, not for illegal aliens. And you know what? We all have a heart. We want to take care of people. But these people are getting killed on the walk up. They're dying. They're dying. They have to go through jungles. We don't realize this. They are going through areas that are...
All right, so negative migration. So much truth from Trump. You just don't get this from many politicians.
I've also announced a permanent pause on third world migration, including from hellholes like Afghanistan, Haiti,
hellholes,
Somalia, and many other countries.
If you don't share our values...
If you don't share our values, contribute to our economy, and assimilate into our society, then we don't want you in our country. We don't want you.
We don't want you here just for the diversity, the increased welfare, increased burden on social services, on healthcare, on education, on housing, increased crime. We don't need you for that. Add value or go home.
I mean, Ilhan Omar and the people from Somalia, they hate our country. And they think we're stupid people, which actually, when they allow that to happen, they are. That's headed by Governor Walz, one of the dumber people around.
Retarded, according to Trump. And I'm not sure there's evidence to the contrary.
No, but think of it. He's given not like peanuts, billions. These are people that don't work in their own country. Their own country's a failure. They have no money there. And yet they come into our country and steal tens of billions of dollars. How stupid are we to allow that to happen? They can't earn 10 cents in their country. They come over here and rob. Are we that easy?
All right, a little bit on jobs here. Let's see what he's got to say on jobs.
Before I entered office, 100% of all new net jobs were going to migrant workers. Think of that. 100% of new jobs were going to migrant. These are government numbers, by the way. These are not Trump numbers. These are government numbers, because they say, well, did Trump come up?
Oh, he's wearing my tie.
No, I didn't come up. I'm just migrant workers and illegal
This is literally the same tie.
100%. But since I took office,
from the Trump store,
100% of all net job creation has gone to American citizens. How about that? Now, how about that? Even I will give myself a hand.
Now, I see someone in the comments says, functional IQ stole your money. It's remarkable. All right, anyway. So I'm going to wrap this show up now. I have a lot more immigration stuff to cover, but we'd be here all day. So I'm going to wrap up today's show. Thank you for being members. Thank you for joining me for this members-only Branca show. As you know, every day we do an open access show in the morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time. And then whenever I wrap that up, usually after an hour, hour and a quarter, we transition right into the members only show. And all of this is possible because of all the support you guys give us. Don't forget, you can get your mugs. Before I go, did I forget to ask people to subscribe today in the open access show? I think I did. Anyway, don't forget, you can get your mug, your Branca for SCOTUS mug. Get it for yourself. Get it for your family. Get it for your granddad, your dad, your husband, your uncle, your brother. They'll love them. Maybe even buy some for your liberal friends and family. Watch them throw it into a fireplace. The link for the mugs is in the description. And really, the important thing is thanks to all of you again, simply for being members, supporters of this show on an ongoing basis. Until the next time, which will be 11 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning, I remain attorney Andrew Branca for The Branca Show. Stay safe.